Liam Hayes knew the exact moment the academic prodigy, Ethan Miller, would appear at the Central Library's quiet study area. No watch, no notification needed, only the familiar rhythm of Liberty University. 3 p.m. every Thursday, and sometimes 9 a.m. on Tuesdays. This was an invariable law, much like the sun rising in the east or Liam's inevitable failure to look directly into Ethan's eyes. Liam, a second-year graphic design student, always entrenched himself at the oak table nestled by the third-floor corridor window. This location was a perfect fortress, enough natural light for drawing, sufficiently secluded to avoid disturbance, and most importantly, angled just right to observe Ethan without being noticed. The physical distance was a mere 10 meters, but in Liam's mind, it was a galaxy he could never cross. Ethan Miller. He was an icon, a living legend of the business administration faculty. Perfect scores, exceptional leadership skills, and a perpetually calm, cool demeanor. Ethan always carried a simple black leather satchel, black jeans, and a white or gray button-down shirt. Everything was minimalist, but that very simplicity highlighted his almost unreal perfection. His presence created a silent force field, drawing all eyes, including the silent gaze of Liam. Liam slowly opened his well-worn sketchbook. The book contained no graphic design projects or poster concepts. It was a personal museum, holding hundreds of sketches of Ethan from various angles and moments. This sketchbook was his biggest secret, the truest and most beautiful expression of his silent love. That day, Ethan abruptly set down his pen, leaned back in his chair, and gently closed his eyes. This was the moment of solitude that Liam always tried to capture. When Ethan relaxed, the typical coldness vanished, replaced by a deep, subtle sorrow, a very human exhaustion. Liam quickly completed the sketch with the lightest charcoal strokes, capturing the shadow beneath Ethan's eyelids, a curve that hinted at a loneliness none of his admirers ever saw. But a sudden group chat notification sent Liam into a panic, making him completely forget the time and the real world. He frantically shoved everything into his backpack and fled the library, leaving his precious sketchbook on the table. Liam rushed back. His heart hammered like a war drum. Ethan was sitting upright, and the sight that stopped Liam's breath, Ethan was holding his sketchbook. Liam strode quickly to Ethan's table, bowing deeply as he stammered, "Excuse me. That's mine. Thank you for holding it." Ethan looked up. At this close range, Liam nearly suffocated. Ethan held the sketchbook back with a gentle motion. "You have talent," Ethan said, his voice deep and clear. "Every line is so alive. Especially the recent drawings. You captured something I thought no one ever saw, the fatigue." Ethan gave a faint smile. "Everyone sees the perfect Ethan Miller, the successful Ethan Miller. No one sees the Ethan Miller who struggles alone." Then, Ethan said something that shook Liam to the core. "Did you think I didn't know you sat in that corner, Liam Hayes? I always knew. And honestly, that's why I always chose this spot. I needed a viewpoint, a non-judgmental observer, to know that I still existed authentically in someone's eyes." Liam was speechless. He was the one loving secretly, but it turned out his silence was the only comfort for the loneliness of the person he loved. Ethan offered a proposition, a formal portrait for his overseas graduate scholarship application, in exchange for helping Liam improve his self-confidence and presentation skills. Ethan insisted, "I prefer the quiet, secret drawings over the forced ones. If there is no balanced exchange, you don't have to draw, and I will never look at that book again." The drawing and practice sessions took place in the VIP reading room. They were the most precious moments in Liam's life. The initial tension quickly dissolved, replaced by a dangerous intimacy. Ethan began to share more. He spoke of the family pressure to become a fund manager, and his deep yearning to pursue computer science. "I feel like I'm living someone else's life," Ethan confessed during one session, as Liam carefully blended the color for his eyes. "My family is very strict. Everything must meet a certain standard. If I don't get this scholarship, I'll have to go back and work for my uncle's company abroad, a place where I can't grow." Liam, in turn, gradually opened up. He practiced presentations in front of Ethan. Ethan not only corrected his posture and body language, but also analyzed Liam's psyche. "You draw so beautifully because you put your whole heart into it," Ethan said during a practice session. "Presentations are the same. Speak from the heart. Don't try to be someone else." A week later, Liam ran into Seraphina, Sera, Vance in the design faculty hallway. She blocked his path, her usual haughty indifference replaced by unconcealed coldness. "Liam Hayes, is that right?" Sera asked, her voice sharp as a blade. "I heard you're helping Ethan practice. What role do you think you have in his life? A part-time artist? Or a psychological jester?" Liam felt the blood rush to his face, but he managed to stay calm. "I am helping him. I don't need to define my role to you. You need to know your limits." Sera stepped closer, her expensive perfume cloying. "I am his fiancée. His future has been arranged with me. Everything he is doing now, including relaxing by seeing his loneliness in your drawings, serves a greater purpose. Don't mistake his momentary weakness for affection. You are just a short-lived anomaly, a fleeting breeze." Sera's words pierced Liam's heart. He realized the difference between his world and Ethan's was not just 10 meters in the library, but a whole chasm of social status and finance. Liam recounted the confrontation to Ethan during the next session. Ethan remained silent, his face darkening, his eyes flashing with despair. "Liam, I'm sorry you had to endure that," Ethan sighed, rubbing his forehead. "Sera is half right. My future is bound. My family issued an ultimatum. Either receive this scholarship and marry Sera to legitimize debt clearance, or be cut off from all aid, tossed into an anonymous management position in a provincial city and forced to live a dead-end life. I pushed for this scholarship just to have a tiny leverage, to hold on to some sliver of freedom." Ethan paused, looking directly at Liam, his eyes holding a profound pain. "When I said I felt like I was living someone else's life, I wasn't lying. And when I said I needed your viewpoint, that wasn't a lie either. You are the only person who sees the me that is drowning beneath this perfect facade. You are the only person I want to hold on to, Liam. But I can't drag you into this mire." Liam didn't know whether to believe his feelings or the cruel reality of the situation. He wanted to hug Ethan, tell him he would face it with him. But Ethan was too perfect, too distant, and Liam was just a poor art student. During a drawing session, Ethan suddenly received a tense phone call. He stepped out to talk, leaving his laptop open on the desk. Curiosity won over restraint. Liam approached the screen and saw a confidential document. It wasn't a mere scholarship file. It was a financial guarantee contract signed between Ethan's family and investment Fund X. Fund X held a colossal debt from Ethan's family company. The condition for Ethan to receive support for the scholarship application and a clean future was that he must 1. Achieve scholarship A, to maintain prestige, and 2. Marry the daughter of investment Fund X's owner to strengthen the relationship and clear the debt. The perfect Ethan Miller was not just racing against expectations, he was racing to save his family, and his future was already decided. His life, including his relationships, was merely a staged performance. Liam felt his world collapse. Ethan's confessions, his tenderness, all were just part of the pressure he endured, and Liam was merely a passerby, a model for stress relief. Ethan walked in and saw Liam standing before the screen. The silence was thick. "You saw it, didn't you?" Ethan asked, his voice utterly exhausted. Liam turned, tears streaming down his face. "Graduate scholarship? Predetermined future? You never told me it was a marriage to pay off a debt. Was our relationship just a place for you to escape?" Ethan approached, trying to grasp Liam's hand. "Liam, it's not like that. I intended to tell you. I needed time to find a way out. I didn't want you to bear my burden. The marriage, it's to Sera. She's the fund owner's daughter." Liam pulled back, looking at him with deeply wounded eyes. "That's why she emailed me. That's why you needed a perfect portrait for the application. You needed perfection to prove you were worthy of inheriting that wealth, even if you didn't love the person. Liam hugged the sketchbook to his chest. I thought I saw you. But I was wrong. You are an enigma, Ethan. I can't be the inspiration for a future that's been bought and sold. Liam ran out of the room, leaving Ethan standing alone with the laptop and the fateful contract. A week passed. Liam didn't return to the library. He submitted his poster drafts listlessly and tried to forget Ethan. Ethan constantly texted and called, but Liam didn't answer. He believed moving away was the best way to protect his heart from a relationship with no future. At the end of the week, the graphic design faculty held a small end-of-semester exhibition. Ethan's portrait, Liam's final and most authentic work, was displayed under an anonymous title, The Struggler. Liam stood far away, trying to avoid the crowd. The painting attracted significant attention. It showcased not just intelligence, but the sorrow and burden that Liam had seen. Suddenly, Sera appeared with a group of friends. She stopped in front of the painting, scoffing. Oh, here it is. Looks quite like Ethan. But too bad, the artist drew it wrong. Ethan Miller is perfect. He doesn't know sadness. Sera pulled out her phone and opened a social media page. Do you know, the person who drew this is an obsessed fan. He secretly drew Ethan for 2 years and called it Inspiration. Sera publicly posted the secret sketches of Ethan from the previously lost sketchbook, the drawings from the library corner, the ones revealing Liam's unrequited love. Below the photos, she wrote, "When obsession goes too far. Don't disturb someone else's future fiancé." The incident was shocking. People started whispering, looking towards Liam. Liam felt humiliated, betrayed, and completely helpless. Just then, Ethan Miller appeared. He had just finished the most crucial interview of his life. He saw Sera, saw her phone, and saw Liam's broken eyes. Ethan immediately went to Sera. He snatched her phone. "Sera, what are you doing?" Ethan's voice was cold, full of authority. "I'm protecting you, Ethan. You can't let this psycho admirer ruin your reputation before the interview." "I warned him," Sera retorted, trying to grab the phone back. Ethan threw Sera's phone to the ground, shattering it. He turned to Liam, walking right up to him. "I cancelled the contract." Ethan spoke loudly, enough for everyone nearby, including Sera and the organizers, to hear. "What?" Sera screamed, her face white. "Are you insane? Do you know how this will affect your family?" "I know. I've lived a life solely to please my family," Ethan replied, his voice dropping but holding an unprecedented firmness. "I just walked out of the interview and sent an email rejecting the scholarship. I will not work for your father's fund, and I will not marry you. I will bear that debt on my own terms, by studying computer science, and starting my own business, not by selling my soul." Ethan turned to Sera. "You weren't protecting me. You were trying to buy me, Sera. And I refused to be bought." Ethan turned to Liam Hayes. His eyes were filled with regret and love. "Liam, I apologize for lying to you. I was so afraid. I tried to keep you as my secret because I didn't want to pull you into this mess. But I realized that without you, I wouldn't have found the courage to discard this fake perfection." Ethan reached out, taking Liam's hand, oblivious to the audience. "This drawing," Ethan pointed to the struggler, "is your confession. And this is my reply." Ethan pulled Liam into a deep, public, and decisive kiss in the middle of the exhibition hall. It wasn't the gentle kiss in the library, but a kiss of liberation and commitment. When they parted, Ethan whispered into Liam's ear, "I love you, Liam Hayes. You are the only person who sees me, and I will never leave you behind again. We will face this world together." The aftermath and a new beginning. Ethan Miller sacrificed his entire predetermined future. The very next day, news of his scholarship rejection and broken engagement spread across the campus, even appearing in some financial news outlets. Ethan's family immediately cut off all financial support, forcing him to move out of his luxury apartment and fend for himself. Ethan moved into a small, worn apartment near the university. Liam came to help him clean. The room was bare, save for a few books and his laptop. "Don't you regret it, Ethan?" Liam asked, looking at the tired face of the man he loved. Ethan sat on the cold floor, smiling wearily but genuinely. "Regret? Yes. I regret spending 22 years living for others. Now I have no reputation, no inheritance, nothing left but my choice." He looked at Liam, his eyes firm. "And you? If I have you, I haven't lost anything." Liam knelt, embracing Ethan. This was the real Ethan Miller, no designer shirt, no expensive black leather satchel, just a guy exhausted but full of hope. They started over. Ethan enrolled in supplementary computer science courses, determined to self-study and start a business from scratch. Liam began looking for freelance design work, using the presentation skills Ethan taught him to pitch his own projects. He sold his portrait sketches online, and the struggler at the exhibition became a small legend, helping him secure more collaborations. They faced financial difficulties, simple meals, and sleepless nights. But for the first time, they felt truly happy. Ethan was no longer burdened by the pressure of perfection. He was absorbed in writing code, his eyes lighting up when he solved a complex algorithm. Liam was no longer hiding in the library corner. He became Ethan's public source of inspiration and strength. Every evening, after part-time work or studying, they would sit on the narrow balcony, gazing at the distant, luxurious city Ethan had abandoned. On those evenings, Ethan often told Liam about his controlled childhood and his suppressed dreams. Liam would listen quietly, holding his hand tightly, transmitting the invisible strength of acceptance. Liam's silence was no longer shyness but absolute understanding. "In the past, I was always afraid of my father's gaze, afraid of the numbers on the reports," Ethan confessed. "But now, I'm only afraid of disappointing you, afraid of not being good enough for you." "You are already good enough, Ethan," Liam replied, leaning his head on his shoulder. "You chose me. That was your bravest and most authentic choice. To me, you are the most perfect person, not because of your grades or your wealth, but because you dared to throw everything away to keep your heart." The final challenge. 6 months later, Ethan received an email from his father. He wanted to meet Ethan one last time. The meeting took place at a lavish restaurant, where Ethan used to be a regular. "Do you think abandoning everything to pursue a poor art student is bravery?" Ethan's father spoke coldly. "You ruined the family's reputation and caused heavy losses to the company. Come back, Ethan. Sera is still willing. The scholarship can wait. Just come to your senses." Ethan looked at his father, without bowing his head. "Father, I am not abandoning anything. I am building." The family's reputation was built on a financial deception. "I will repay that debt not through marriage, but through my intelligence and my hard work. I have lived up to your expectations long enough. Your son is not a commodity, and I will not sell my love." Ethan stood up, bowing politely. "I wish you a pleasant evening, Father. I must go now, as someone is waiting for me to eat instant noodles." Ethan left the restaurant without looking back. When he arrived at his small apartment, Liam was waiting with a small homemade cake and candles. "Congratulations, Ethan," Liam smiled. "You won the struggle." Ethan hugged Liam tightly. "I found my home, Liam. It's not in the skyscrapers, but where you are." They had a simple dinner of cake and instant noodles. Ethan placed his hand on Liam's cheek, looking deep into his eyes. "From the silent observer, you became my public companion. Thank you for seeing my loneliness, and for giving me the courage to choose love." The perfect ending. 4 years later, Ethan Miller and Liam Hayes were sitting in the modern office of their newly founded startup, True Sight Technologies, specializing in visual technology and algorithms. Ethan, now a respected young CEO in the tech world, was on a video call. Liam, the creative director, was sketching a logo for a new partner, a simple silver band glinting on his ring finger. Liam was completely self-assured. He was not only the designer but also the visionary director of the company. After ending the meeting, Ethan walked over to Liam, hugging him from behind, resting his chin on his shoulder. "What are you drawing, my artist?" "A sketch. This time, it's not a logo, but the interior design for our new house. Do you want the reading room or the workspace to be larger?" Ethan smiled, his smile now lacking the strain of pressure and filled with genuine contentment. "The reading room must have enough space for both of us, and it needs an oak table, placed near the window. I want a perfect viewpoint, just like in the old days." Liam laughed. "Ah, the observer's viewpoint. But now you are the observed for life." Ethan gently turned Liam around, looking deep into his eyes. "That is my honor. Remember the day I found your sketchbook? I saw you sketching a different future for me. Thank you for making it a reality." Liam squeezed Ethan's hand. "We drew it together, Ethan. From the invariable law of loneliness, we created the invariable law of true love." Ethan and Liam shared a calm, deep kiss, the kiss of two people who found each other amidst the storm of fame and pressure. They overcame every obstacle, proving that true love does not require a perfect facade or the approval of others. It only requires the courage to be true to oneself and build a world together where they can truly be themselves.